I want to seize this opportunity to thank everyone who is watching us, either at the home front, Yaoundé, Douala, in East and West, Central Africa, the entire Sub-African region, and those who are watching us right now on via social media. We are promising you that we're not going to let you down. We can't let you down. We are taking the confidence that you have invested in us really seriously, and we make sure that we're going to curate the content that, like Barrister Mbesia says, what they don't want to hear, we're going to tell them, because we are not reporting from a vacuum. We are reporting from a well of events, and we believe that the story of Ambazonia deserves a place in the world of stories. You can't shut us up with ABC. You cannot. Last year, this same time, we came to you, mobilized resources, and were able to mobilize ABC Amba TV staffs to end the year strong. And in collaboration at the time with the Women Department of Women's Services, we did reach out, and we reached out to Ambazonians at their critical point of need. We have a report in that regard, and that report is what closes this segment of the program. I'd like you to watch that documentary as you invite somebody to join us in the Zoom meeting. Just see you in the Zoom, but watch this report, please.
In the heart of the southern Cameroons, Mr. Fred Ako was just like many men, full of dreams, responsibilities, and a life to cherish. But everything changed in an instant.
I was about crossing the main road, so before the accident happened, it was a vehicle that hit me about to cross the main road.
My name is Tambo Vincent, the present Vice President of Refugees in Calabar. So me and my president, we met Mr. Fred Ako in a deplorable situation that the public couldn't bear, not talk of himself. We had to see the situation was really bad. And we now tabled it to the chairman of IS Route. After some consultations from other people abroad, support had to come so that they could amputate his leg.
They did the first surgery they did, so there was no money. So I needed more money for more surgery. The plastic surgery and the surgery. So they were supposed to do another plastic, so there was no money. So the hospital had to tell me to go, because the leg was really bad. And maggot were coming out of the leg. It was very bad. Couldn't be among people, couldn't even travel, I couldn't even go anywhere because of the situation of the leg.
In a hit-and-run accident, his world shattered, a fate he never imagined laid before him. With no means to afford the life-saving surgery that he needed, Fred's dreams slipped away like grains of sand, but compassion sparked a glimmer of hope.
We first of all took him to a primary health care center where they did a cleanup, because the doctor was supposed to carry out the operation. So they had to clean up his wounds first before they could attend to him. In fact, we even had to take him to a barber's shop for a haircut, but because of the stench that was coming from the leg, the barber refused.
Through the unwavering support of humanitarian organizations, a path was forged. Yet donations fell short, leaving Fred's leg in a condition so dire it became a prison of smell and sorrow.
In fact, we met him with a swollen leg, which was already rotten and smelling. He had personally been to the National Commission for Refugees and to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, but none of them were able to assist him.
Once a proud man, he now faced public ostracism, each day a reminder of how quickly life can change.
Even the nurse who took the pains to clean him up, we had to give her a special incentive to do that. In fact, the entire exercise cost 1,400,000 naira. And thereafter, some other sympathizers now were giving him support.
In the depths of despair, he contemplated giving up. The weight of his suffering felt unbearable. But just when darkness threatened to consume him, a glimmer of hope emerged, with other refugee survivors like him reaching for Fred's hand.
So since we have this platform that we use for advocacy, we presented his case to our people in the diaspora. Precisely SCNC North America, SCNC UK, Grass to Grace International, Kumobu Nyongam and Tamnyum, Boba class of 81. And they felt so sympathetic and decided to chip in some money for us to handle the situation. That's how we now came into the scene.
Together they guided him through the hardest decision of his life. With courage, he faced the reality of his new identity.
Mr. Vincent and Pa, even Mr. Simon, they are the one that have been supporting me for this period. But like I said, what I need now, just the artificial leg for me to put it on so that I can move on my life.
Now an amputee, Fred navigates the street with crutches, his face etched with resilience. He meets eyes with passers-by, some smile, some quickly look away. Fred now begs for survival, a stark contrast to the life he once knew. A daily struggle blended with hope for the future.
Going out of the road to beg for funds to survive, because only us here cannot manage the situation. But thank God, we're just pleading with the well to see how he can come to his rescue, because if he is being cared for and given the amputated leg, then he too can pick a prosthetic leg. He will be able to go on his own daily activities alone, even with a little support, at least not by going to the road to beg.
Well, this is a heartbreaking story of Mr. Fred Ako, a man who has faced unimaginable challenges. Now a refugee and an amputee, he has endured great suffering. At one point, he found himself on the brink of despair, contemplating ending it all. Yet in a remarkable turn of events, his fellow refugees reached out to him, offering support and reigniting a flicker of hope.
So luckily enough, when we presented the videos of what we were doing to our people in the diaspora, they came in with enough money that could carry out the operation. In fact, the entire exercise cost ₦1,400,000 naira. And thereafter, some other sympathizers now were giving him support.
We have recorded many refugees just like Fred who ended their own lives before help could reach them. Despite his difficult circumstances, Mr. Ako must now rely on begging to survive, a stark contrast to the life that he once knew before being displaced. He clings to hope that a miracle will happen, and we invite you to be part of that miracle, helping him forge a better future. Fred Ako, a man transformed by tragedy, stands tall amongst his fellow survivors. His heart beats with the hope of miracles. And together, we can play a part in his story.
You know the sad part about this story, as I was mobilizing the team, cameramen, and our crew into the fields, Cameroon is fighting at even inside Nigeria, just so we cannot document these stories. The difficulties, in fact, the crew I had on the ground, we previewed 2 weeks, and they spent over a month in eastern Nigeria just to cover these events, just to give biscuits and to give Christmas gifts to these refugees. It was difficult. Their lives were at risk. We have to change their location and hotel every day just for their safety. That's how much Cameroon does not want this story to be told. We have a lot of them. Tomorrow, during the Carol night, if chance be given, we're going to play some other part of the documentary. There was a lady that had cancer, critical condition. And fortunately, we came just at the moment that it was needed. Over $500,000 was given. We gave over $500,000 for her treatment. many others. You saw other amputees, many others. You see children that have been born, Ambazonians that have been born at the refugee camps, 5, 4 years, 3, 2, in hundreds. Imagine the number of hundreds or thousands of Ambazonians that went into Nigeria and how many have been born. We have a lot of young girls that have simply become prostitutes because they can barely have to eat. You can't even judge them if you see where they are living. The situation is critical. I'm talking to you as a field worker and as a reporter. We have them. Some of the images, we can't even stream them. As I speak to you, it's Christmas. The Vincent you just saw there has been calling me for the past, because he's expecting. There are a lot of people coming towards him. There are many of them. When it's October 1st, they start calling. When it's December, because they are just depending on this to survive. And they're hoping that ABC will stay alive to be telling the stories. Hundreds of them, thousands of them. Their only hope this Christmas is you and I. We've got to do something. If you have given, maybe you want to give even more. How much can we give? I remember in some of the camps on Christmas Day, the staff we send on the ground spend Christmas in most of the camps. There are places where Ambazonians are living that you have to travel by night for 6 hours. There's no light on a bike. So we names in Nigeria that the staff, as you see that documentary, ABC had people that went right into the camps. There was a time I wouldn't sleep at night because I'm just afraid what happens to them. They are out of network. They have to travel to a hillside to communicate and give reports of what is happening. At one time, you have community leaders coming to intimidate them for coming to give free food and to take videos. The situation is critical. You might just be hearing over the news. It's different when you listen to the news and it is reported and when you are processing the news. We have tried to hide a lot of aspects of this image, where they live, because some of it is demeaning to the young girls. So the videos of the young girls, age 14, 16, some of them pregnant and living out of nothing, I would say God. Some of them don't even have gari to eat. It's a critical situation. We have two things to do to win this war and to keep giving. You cannot give enough. See you in the Zoom meeting.